talk about our favorite subject, Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
Did you laugh out loud when you saw all of the posts circulating over the last 48 hours that she, like, vaguely wished Queen Camilla a happy birthday with this rosé post? It was like, happy birthday to my girlies, and it was a case of rosé, and the internet was like, is she, my girlies near and far, and everybody was like, is she sending this case of rosé to Queen Camilla? Hell to the no. Absolutely, she was not sending it. I mean, how ridiculous was anybody to lean in that direction?
I think it is pretty ridiculous. The chances are that Meghan might be trying to sort of, cock a snoop at Camilla. Ha ha ha! It's your birthday, but hey, I'm going to steal the limelight. You know what she's like.
Oh gosh,
here's a case of my incredibly expensive, incredibly strong,
gasoline,
not very gasoline rosé, which isn't very nice apparently, unless you want to get very, very drunk. I mean, people giving that wine, Chateau Meg, a hard time. I got to say, it sounds all right to me because I always think
you like to get tore up.
Well, if you're going to have a drink, you might as well know about it. But 14,
you might as well black out.
14.5% alcohol content. I mean, that's rocket fuel.
Oh my
gosh, ridiculous.
Well, so one of the reasons why I thought this story was more interesting than it is, laughing out loud, going like, okay, obviously it wasn't for Queen Camilla, is not the story. The story is it went to Pilates instructor Heather Dorack and Jamie Kern.
Jamie Kern.
Yeah. But in Jamie Kern Lima's post on Instagram, she hides her card from Meghan. And the reason this is significant is because Jamie Kern Lima accidentally blew the lid on Meghan using her HRH title, continuing to use this HRH title that she told the Queen she would stop using. And Meghan's team pushed back and said, well, she's not using it to push products. Yeah. You're selling the jam that you sent this woman. Yeah. You know, you are quietly using this to, because Jamie Kern Lima is saying, look at what HRH Meghan Duchess of Sussex sent me, and that's available on a website today. Yes, you're using that. So do you think Jamie Kern Lima realized her mistake when she hid the new card that she received from Meghan, or do you think that do you think Meghan's still using a similar card?
I think Meghan will still be using that card. I think Jamie Lee Kern probably made a mistake. She didn't know because Meghan wants people to think she's HRH. Yeah. And you just said that she told the Queen, or Harry and Meghan told the Queen that they wouldn't use HRH. It doesn't really go like that. You can only use HRH if the sovereign allows you to. The sovereign took away their right to use HRH.
And was kind not to formally strip them of it the way that Diana was stripped of it. Like that was the Queen giving them the benefit of the doubt and trusting them, which was her first mistake.
That's her first big mistake. I mean, it's disgraceful the way she uses that. And Meghan, I mean, we've talked about this many times, but Meghan and Harry, particularly Meghan, have confirmed all the worst nightmare fears of the late Queen, Charles, the whole royal family, that they would go to America and cash in on their royal status. Now, the late Queen will be spinning in her grave about this. I mean, this to her would be, the crime of the century, to use the British royal status, the British royalty, the titles, the traditions of the royal family of Britain to make money, to sell stuff. Is disgraceful. I mean, you've got to have that caveat about the Duchy of Cornwall. Of course, Charles, when he was Prince of Wales.
But
they do that. That brings in money into the royal household.
And a significant amount of the products they sell goes to charity.
Exactly right. So using your royal status to make money for yourself. I mean, for the late Queen, she would be shocked and dismayed by that. And of course, by the time she sadly passed away, she already was shocked and dismayed by the way they were cashing in and their behaviour generally.
And what I think is I feel like with the HRH card that we initially saw from Jamie Kern-Lima, it's Jamie has this group of elite friends, and Meghan knew she was going to take a picture of it, and she knew that she was going to share it with people like Oprah, some of the people that have been on Jamie's podcast, like Hoda Kotb from the Today Show. She's no longer there, but she's the one that interviewed Prince Harry over the Invictus Games, where he said that he wanted to protect his grandmother. You know, she's sending them to these other people. So Meghan wants to impress this core group. And so while she might not have a billboard outside that says HRH Duchess of Sussex, she wants to make sure that these people, these important people, know that she is HRH. And to me, I still think that that's a liability to the royal family.
Yeah, and she wants people to think, oh, she's royal. They've got to look up to her, the Duchess, HRH. She's not HRH, but you know, but it's not working. Did you see that Oprah? Yeah, was just like kind of laughing at her. So it's Sussex. So you know, you can't do what Meghan does. Is she demands respect. She demands it. And that's different to commanding respect. So you command respect, you earn respect. People respect you because you earn it. She just stands there and says, I'm HRH, you must respect me, you must look up to me, you must be part of my circle. And, you know, Meghan is finding out that life isn't like that. In fact, even these people she's trying to impress, look at Oprah, they're laughing at her. We're laughing, the world kind of laughs at her, really. But then again, you start laughing at her and it's not long before she does something that really annoys you and you stop laughing.
Right.
She's a strange woman.
She is. Well, it's like Tom Quinn said. He talked about just the differences in Meghan and Princess Diana. Diana grew up around the elite. You know, she could see the Queen's estate from her home when she was a little girl. She used to play hide and seek with Prince Andrew, and
yeah, never a good idea, by the way.
Oh, God, Lord. But you know, she grew up around all of the pomp. So she
was part of the circle.
Right.
Part of the
she was
set,
very down to earth and loving towards some of her employees, and had emotional connections to some. Would go plop down with them and say, do you want a Coke? And just enjoy their company. Let's go get some ice cream. And he said that Meghan, there was like this sense of urgency from her, that you had to respect her. You had.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
And it was, you know, so she was there. She was demeaning towards some of her employees.
Right. That's exactly. You see, if you take someone like Diana, you do know that phrase, "to the manor born." You know, so she was to the palace born, if you like. She was from the highest strata of British society, as you say, rubbing shoulders with the royal family, very titled. Now, people like that. They're not nervous about their status. They don't have to talk down to their staff, to the servants. They don't have to shout at them or anything like that. As you just said, Diana, whilst they would have called her mom and all that, and they would have done her bidding, everything she wanted, she was very much in charge. But, you know, she treated them with a friendly way, happy to get them a Coke, let's go out and have a drink, that kind of thing.
And then Meghan wants like praise for ordering a taco truck.
Well, you see, so in other words, with Diana and most of the royal family, they're relaxed in their skin, you know, whereas Meghan's the kind of person who shouts at waiters in restaurants, you know, and anybody who is working for her, under her, if you like, you know, we know she just bullies. She's not nice to. She snaps at them. She's got to remind them at every stage that she's in charge. I'm your superior, which is why she has this terrible reputation for being the most awful bully to her staff. Not nice.
I met a couple here from Montecito, and they said they're visiting here, and they said whenever Meghan, because they said they see Meghan sometimes in Montecito at restaurants with girlfriends, and they said the staff is terrified, and it's hush hush, like Meghan's here, like Meghan's over there, and it's they're uncomfortable and they're frazzled and worried because they're so afraid of upsetting her. And I imagine that it's because she's high maintenance. I don't think that I think you develop that reputation, you know?
Yeah, but you're exactly right. I mean, it's one of my bugbears in life. I hate people who treat waiters badly, and I bet she does. I bet she does. They're just doing their job, you know. Don't shout at them. Don't treat them like, you know, sniveling servants, you know. And I bet she does. I bet she shouts at them. That's an interesting story.
I know. You know, I always, anytime I hear anybody that says they're anywhere near Santa Barbara, I'm like, tell me more.
Yeah.
What's it like sharing a restaurant with Meghan Markle? Agree with us, disagree with us? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. Kevin O'Sullivan, I enjoyed your company immensely.